Hello and welcome to Top of the World. If it's your first time, thank you. My name's Simon. I thought I'd take advantage of this mini warm period that we're having and take apart one of these chassis that we reclaimed from the airport last November, I think. I thought I'd give it a go before the winter returns, as it's going to. Rather than work out here in -15, I can work out here in +3. No gloves, no hat. Lovely. Anyway, I want to know what's involved in taking one of these apart, how long it's going to take me, and then roughly what I'm left with when I'm finished. Now, one of the things that intrigues me is there's a lot of these bearers and these straps, and I'd like to reclaim them as well. So it's about taking it apart and seeing what we can get out of it, and all I've got is basic tools. So what have we got? We got a sledgehammer, we got a lump hammer, we got 2 pry bars, we've got a nail bar, we got a small hammer, and we got a scaffold pole. And we're going to see how we get on with that first. In an ideal world, if we had some jaws of life, the hydraulic ones, the scissors that go in, and I think they use them for opening doors. They're completely inappropriate use. I don't believe in forcing somebody else's door open. And it'd always be nice that if somebody were to force your door open, they had a nice surprise when they got to the other side. Personal thing. Right, so these are sandwiched. We'll see if we can pry these apart. And these we definitely want to try and salvage. And we should be able to get 4 big lumps out of this. These are just so ideal, I can't tell you how. Anyway, we're going to take it apart and see how long it takes and the easiest way of doing it and what we're left with. Right, well, how did we do? Well, that took 1 hour and 45 minutes. And I can cut that time because it was working out where the nails were, what I want to keep, what I don't want to keep, what's worth working and what isn't. So these are the 4 main pieces I was after. So what did we get there then? Right, well, they're 6x3s, 17 feet 10 by 4. So I've got 6 of those, so we'll end up with 24 of these 6x3s at 17 foot 10 inches. We'll have 24 of those. 6x2s at 3 feet, I've got 2 of those. So we're going to end up with 12 of those. 4x2s at 3 feet, we've got 5 of those. So we're going to end up with 30 of those. Then I've got that, which is straight into the furnace. I'm not even going to denail that or do anything with that. That's no use to me whatsoever. And then I've got these 2. But I haven't just got these 2. I've got a load of these, which we dismantled at the airport. Now, I'm not sure how useful these are going to be. The trouble with these is they're glued. So these straps, the metal straps are inside and they're glued. I can show you one that I've tried to open up. So not only are they glued, the metal strap goes to there. So I could really do with these, but they're glued all the way down. And they've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 3-inch nails between those 2. So I'm not sure how I'm going to recover at least the straps. Anyway, there's a lot of them. And as it stands at the moment, they're too much work to recover what I want out of them. So I've got to deal with that. Right, so this is what we got. We've got distracted there. Little pile of firewood. Now we'll go and look at how much hardwood we've managed to rescue. So there's 6 of these large. So what do we get by the way of hardware? Well, this is 2. So there's 32 of these. These are 7.25 by 6.5 inches. There's about half a kilo of the small nails, a bunch of rusty nails, some of which were straightened, but mostly rubbish. We've got 4, 8, 12, 1,660 of those, and they're 160. What's 160? Where's that? 7 inches, 6.5 inches, 6.5 inches, and 4 inches. And then we've got this strapping. I haven't cleaned this strapping up yet, but I'll clean this up and get these nails out. So that's the hardware for 2. So the first one took about 1 hour and 50 minutes. Well, between the time I left there and walked in here to show you the hardware, I did the second one. It took 25 minutes because now I know how it's assembled and what I can just smash and get out the way as opposed to using the chainsaw. Those cross members, if you sit the chassis upright and just give them a good few whacks with a big sledgehammer, it just comes off, and I don't think we can use them anyway. So the second chassis I've just done is 25 minutes. So if this video is just jumped and it don't make much sense, that's because it's now Saturday morning. The day after, or the morning after, I was supposed to launch my video last night after 2 days of filming and 4 hours of editing. And then somehow I managed to upload the wrong clip, delete permanently the original just after editing. So it's quite a simple process really. I edit and store everything on the phone, and then when it's edited I upload it to the laptop, and I have to delete the original off of my phone because of the memory, and then just store everything on the laptop. I uploaded the wrong clip, thought it was right, uploaded it to YouTube, was deleting my phone, checking it over once it was uploaded, realised it was the wrong clip, original completely gone. So that's Thursday afternoons filming, all of Fridays, and all of the editing gone. Well, that was painful. That was really painful. So the conclusion to the first part of this video is, what did we get out of what we done, and how did we do? Well, I managed to get all the chassis did everything free solid last night. Oh yes, I managed to get all the chassis undone, and I can show you what we managed to get out of that, assuming that this clip can actually be joined to the first clip. Who knows? Anyway, here we go. So this stack here is where all those large chassis bases were stored. And we've got a whole bunch of 5.5 by 6.5 down there, and then all of those. And this is certainly enough for the project I wanted. And all these cross members come from the other big chassis. So that kind of leaves me then. This was all lakes yesterday. I showed you all this. Funnily enough, what happened was around 13:30 the wind changed from the southerly winds we've been having, bringing all this warm weather, to a northeasterly wind. Northeasterly wind, that direction is our prominent wind, and everything just froze solid. And tomorrow it's going to snow. Right, so we've got these ones left of the complete chassis. I want to use this in some of the roof work I'm going to do, so I need to take these apart. These are easy, these are all bolted together. And then we're left with all of that, and obviously all of the crates over the other side. And this pallet is, well, I think there's a lot of work in taking those apart. I'm not quite sure what we're doing with that there quite at the moment. It's absolutely riddled with huge spicks, nails, and this steel strapping. Yeah, very cold this morning. All this was all just, yeah, wet. So I really messed up in a big way and wasted a whole load of work. And I really had to, there was a lot of work in taking all those apart. Anyway, there you go, one of those things. So rather than attempt to empty out that shed and just move stuff around, I want to use some of what's inside it. So what we're going to do is make up some window trims and surrounds. Can't tell you how cold it's got out here again. It's ridiculous. This has been knocking around for a while now, and this is what's left of a pack. So we're going to turn this into something useful. Alright, I'm going to try and make this as simple as I can and as interesting as I can for those of you that are not machine setters. I like machine setting, I'm good at machine setting. So I want to make window trims, right? Architrave, whatever the different names in different places, rabbits, rebates. But I want to make the trims in the windows to match the skirting. So the two huge areas upstairs that I'm in the middle of renovating are going to have the same skirting, which is this mould. Kickboards, skirtings, whatever you want to call it. That's the end profile. What I want to do is make the window trims with the same profile. And this is the timber I'm using for the window trims in its raw state. Idea of what I've got to achieve. by putting that onto there. So that will kind of give you an idea of what I'm trying to achieve there. I'm going to show you something that you don't normally see. One of the biggest problems you have as a machine setter on a modern, non-professional type of machine like this is all the safety measures that are put into play. So on the old machines, when you were setting a machine, you could run an individual motor and the whole machine was open without any safety guards or, you know, switches. So you can set it up one block at a time. You can't do that on this. So then what happens is you end up putting through a metre or a metre and a half, 3 feet, 4 feet of timber each time, and then make an adjustment. I can't be doing with that, and I don't want to be doing that. So first thing to do is disable the safety switches. And the second thing to do is set the machine up in the way that a professional can do it, but the machine manufacturers deem that it's not safe for an average person to be able to do it. So we're going to run this with the top open, safety switches off, only basic extraction on, just to get the end profile where I need it, so then I can set this block, which is our secondary profile block. This side block here is going to do nothing, so we're taking off on the bottom, we're profiling at the top, and we're going to profile on this side. So after some final adjustment, then this is the profile that you're left with. But we have another test to make sure I know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's a nice ornate, that's what I'm looking for. That's exactly what I'm looking for. We're going to run all of that now, and then I think I showed you, I put some new racks up here to hold my mouldings, because this isn't my machine. I've just had this here to renovate it and service it, and I've had the use of it for the winter. So run my moulds, stack my moulds. And none of this behind me is for commercial projects. This is all my own in-house renovation for this building. But I need to rack it and keep it straight, and we're so short of any warm racking that this is the way that I'm doing it. Longer than it needed to because I had to run it real slow, and I had to run it real slow because this side head takes off a lot of material before it reaches the top head. Anyway, there's our window architraving. So this is a very different ending to the one that should have been on that video, and I'm pretty sure I explained why. So this froze solid last night. What I didn't show, or what's lost, yesterday whilst I was filming, the wind changed. It's been coming from the south now for 10 days, 12 days, bringing all this unseasonably warm weather with it. Something to do with the Saudi Arabian dusts or whatever's going on. Anyway, and that caused this massive fast melt. Yesterday around 13:30 the winds changed and started coming from the northeast, which is our predominant wind direction. And as that happened, I saw all the big pools of water around the yard starting to freeze up, and then overnight it froze solid. The weather forecast didn't forecast that, but what they are forecasting, and today's Saturday, it's a beautiful day, it's only just above freezing, what they are forecasting is minus double digits tonight and heavy snowfall all tomorrow. So I'm going to try a time lapse. I've never done a time lapse before. I don't know if it'll work, but tomorrow out here should look a whole lot different. And it's you see blue skies. It's quite nice. Casper's chilling, doing his thing. The yard's pretty much clear. I've got to move that, and there's nothing else lying around. Because this time of year you can't start stacking stuff out in the yard because the snow's going to come down and then you won't be able to clear it. So yeah, we'll see how all that ends up tomorrow. So we've done the trim today. Like I say, I've done that this morning. I wanted to do it anyway. It's something I had to do, but it wasn't part of the original video. Now all I can hope to do is hope I can join these two clips up using the editing system on YouTube itself. We'll see how that pans out. Normally, before I upload, my videos are fully edited. Anyway, it's not like we're learning. We're just short of the right equipment and programs to be able to do all this. So here we go. That's a good job. We're going to end the video here. Don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. Probably stack all that trim up out the way. We'll end the video here today. Thank you for joining me. If you like the content, albeit quite rough today, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. Helps me out. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.